The sun dipped low over Willow Creek, painting the quiet suburb in hues of amber and regret. In the HOA meeting room, Karen Miller, the self-appointed queen of the neighborhood, stood at the podium, her manicured nails tapping the gavel with rhythmic arrogance. Her voice, sharp and authoritative, sliced through the murmurs of the gathered residents. "The land at 42 Maple Drive is sold," she declared, her lips curling into a triumphant smirk. The developer's offer was too good to pass up. Progress demands sacrifice. The room froze. My land, my home, sold without my consent. I sat in the back, fists clenched, heart pounding like a war drum. That plot wasn't just dirt and grit, it was my father's legacy. The last piece of him I had left. He'd built our house with his own hands, poured his soul into every brick. I'd been away for months, caring for my sick mother across state lines, trusting the HOA to respect my absence. But Karen, with her clipboard and her cronies, saw an opportunity. She didn't just sell my land. She sold my memories, my roots, for a developer's paycheck. The residents shifted uncomfortably, their eyes darting between Karen and me. Some whispered, others avoided my gaze. Karen's right-hand man, Greg, a wiry accountant with a perpetual frown, nodded in agreement, his pen scribbling furiously on a ledger. "The funds will improve our community," he said, his voice flat, as if reading from a script. But I knew better. The HOA's budget was a black hole, and Karen's new designer purse wasn't exactly screaming community improvement. Then came the twist I hadn't expected. Mrs. Delaney, the quiet widow who lived at the end of the cul-de-sac, stood up. At 78, she was a ghost in these meetings, always present but rarely heard. Her voice trembled, not with age, but with fury. "Karen, you didn't just sell his land," she said, pointing a bony finger. "You sold mine too, my garden, my husband's roses. You told me it was just a survey." The room erupted in gasps. Karen's smirk faltered, her grip on the gavel tightening. Mrs. Delaney's revelation was a spark in a powder keg. Others began to murmur, piecing together their own suspicions. Karen's scheme wasn't just about me. It was a pattern, a betrayal woven into the fabric of Willow Creek. I stood, my voice steady despite the rage boiling inside. "Karen, you forgot something." Her eyes narrowed, sensing a trap. "I'm the trustee of the Willow Creek Community Fund. Every cent the HOA spends, every light pole, every repaved road comes through me." The color drained from her face. The fund was her lifeline, the HOA's oxygen. Without it, her reign was over. I leaned forward, my words deliberate. "You sold my land, thinking I'd stay silent. But I've already frozen the accounts." The room exploded. Residents shouted, demanding answers. Greg dropped his pen, his ledger forgotten. Karen stammered, her authority crumbling like dry clay. "You can't do this," she snapped, but her voice was a hollow echo. I pulled out my phone, displaying the email from the bank confirming the freeze. The crowd surged forward, their anger a living thing, clawing at Karen's carefully constructed empire. But the victory felt hollow. As the meeting dissolved into chaos, I caught Mrs. Delaney's eye. She was crying, not for her garden, but for the trust she'd lost. I realized then that this wasn't just about land or money, it was about community, about the bonds we build and the betrayal that shatters them. Karen's greed had fractured us, but it also woke us up. We'd been complicit, too, letting her rule unchallenged for years. In the days that followed, the HOA was dismantled. Karen vanished, her house listed for sale by the end of the week. The developer's deal fell through when the fund's freeze halted their permits. My land was safe, but the scars remained. Mrs. Delaney and I planted new roses in her yard, a quiet act of defiance. But the neighborhood felt different, wary, wounded. As I stood on my porch, looking out at Willow Creek, I wondered if we could rebuild what was lost. Trust is a fragile thing, easily broken, harder to mend. Karen's fall was justice, but it was a bitter kind. The cost of her greed wasn't just my land or Mrs. Delaney's rose, it was the faith we'd all placed in each other. What do you think? Can a community heal after such a betrayal, or does justice always come with a price too steep to pay?